I've just started recording. Sorry, girls, I forgot. So if anyone's on today that would like a copy of the recording, once we've uploaded that, we can do that for you as well.
All right, so now that that's done, a quick 20 seconds, you'll see that it's come together. It's put the butter into the flour, and it is sort of loose and bally, but don't worry about that. So all you want to do is have a floured work surface. We've got the Thermomix here, and I'm just going to tip it all out. And that great little tip when you're making pastry or bread is give your blades a spin from the bottom, and anything stuck around the blades will drop out. So there we go. Thanks, Amanda. So now what I'm going to do is bring this together with my hands. You've got a lightly floured surface, and you simply bring it all together, and it won't take long to come into a hard, firm ball that you want to work with after you've chilled this. So there it is. So there's our beautiful short crust pastry. It's come together really, really well. So all you need to do is flatten that into a dip. Then you pop that in some glad wrapper into your Thermomix, into the fridge, and you'll chill that for 30 minutes. So I've got one to start this morning that I put together, so I'll roll this one out for us. So I'm just going to finish off that. That's how quick and easy short crust pastry is. I think it's fantastic.
I had no idea. I've never done that because I didn't realize it was that quick. So I will never buy short crust pastry again.
Exactly. And puff pastry is pretty much the same. It's really quick and easy. So now I'm going to go back and start on my other recipe. So now I'm going to get started on the chicken and leek pie, and then we can do the pastry rolling in between. I've already done my parsley, and okay, so we're going to go in with our onions and our leek. The great thing too about cooking with your Thermomix is you don't have to chop things very much because the blades are so fantastic. They do all the hard work for you. So we're simply going to go in with a brown onion cut in halves. I don't know about anyone else, but I hate cutting onions.
Yeah. I hate onion in general. Until I have my
There's a question on how long the pastry will last in the fridge.
Oh, that could last a couple of days. That would be in there for 3 days, easy.
Yeah, I would agree. 3 days, and then you can freeze it, Michelle. Yeah.
Yes. So in we go with our leeks. Now, when you're chopping and using leek, please use the entire length of this vegetable. It's fantastic. So this is the white part at the base, but then you can go right up to the green section at the top. It's all really fantastic. I've got these growing in my garden, and I can't wait till they're ready.
The French use the entire leek too.
Yeah. So we're going to pop the measuring cup into the lid, and away we go. So we'll chop that. So that was only 2 seconds, folks. And let me show you. There's always a slight delay with the lid opening, and that's just so your ingredients can settle. It's a safety feature. So I'm just going to push that down. So we've got nicely chopped leek and onion, really quick. All right, so now I'm going to go in with some butter, which is these ones. In with the butter, with some more plain flour. So there's no scales out, there's no multiple cups and spoons, and it really is a really tidy, cleaner way to cook. I don't know about anyone else, but I make a lot of less mess now I've got Thermomix.
Yep.
Nearly there. And you know what? You don't have to be spot on. It's okay if you're a few grams under or over. So that's our flour. Here we go again. And this time, the machine is going to cook this now. It's going to heat up to 90 degrees. And it's going to be sauteing for 3 minutes. So the high heat function is fantastic on the TM6 because you can do the sauteing, you can brown your meats, and this is also now on reverse function. So your blades always have to be moving. They normally are chopping, but then sometimes the recipe calls for the reverse blade. And when you use manual mode, you can also reverse the blades yourself. So this is going on reverse here. And in the meantime, I'm going to get rolling out my pastry. So just a little bit of flour on the pastry, a little bit of flour on your mat. And I always put it on my hands. I love working with pastry and bread and dough, and a little bit on your rolling pin. So we want to keep this in something that resembles a circle. Let's see how we go. So just keep working each way and just keep turning it over and over just to keep it nice and even. You want to try and get it as even as you can. I've seen rolling pins that actually have pieces you put on the end. I want one of those so badly. So, do you want to use my dish and I'll just see how big this is going to be. So far it's kind of staying in a circle. I feel like it's fairly even. So I'll just turn my pie dish over, and that looks pretty good. We've got a fair bit of overhang, but we need to push it in as well. So just go a little bit more. Alright, so here's our beautiful pastry. Bringing the dish over, I freeze the dish so it will come out later. And we're just going to pop that in. So just pushing it into around, making sure you get any air bubbles. And you want to have a bit of an overhang here. So then I'll just simply break it off as you go around the dish. Short crust pastry on the base is really nice, I think, and puff on the top. You can use this recipe with puff on the bottom as well, but this is just rigid-edge like you'll get at a bakery. Just like my nana taught me. All right, so there is our short crust base. Quick, simple and easy.
Know exactly what's in that pastry, not having to buy one from the supermarket.
Now, you always want to do that over. So you can get really creative with the other little bit left of your pastry. I always like to do a love heart or a star or something on the top. If you're really creative, you could do a little bird and it can be poking up to it's gone. It is chicken pie after all. So
can I share a tip? I noticed, Sally Ann, when you were lifting, pulling off the edges, another tip you can do is you can use your rolling pin and roll your rolling pin over the top of your dish and it'll cut off the excess pastry for you. So
beautiful, great.
That,
I'll go on with the love heart today.
It works beautifully.
Alrighty, so now we're going to continue on with the pie filling. So, I feel like I could have chopped that a little bit more, but that's okay. It's quite chunky. I'm sure in the cooking process, onions always soften and reduce down. So in with 250 grams of water. Yeah. And our chicken stock paste. Chicken stock, vegetable stock, and meat stock paste is something I make all the time. So easy to do in the Thermomix. And they add an incredible crunch flavor. And it stores really well in the fridge, and I always keep mine in the freezer. It won't rock solid freeze because of the salt content, so it just adds so much flavour to your dish. So have a go at those if you've got your Thermomix. And then we go in with this.
No.
And so now the filling is going to just bind all of that together. We've only got a minute here, and then I'll be adding in the chicken and we'll be cooking for 10 minutes. So while this is going, I want to mention the beautiful Thermo mat. I can't wait to get these. And the best way to get some of our Thermomix accessories is to be a host and get a couple of girlfriends together, because you can get 50% off the price of the mat, and you can get up to 70% off our thermo servers, and they're just so great to work with. So this one's Jenna's, she's known me today. I can't wait to get my own.
Non-stick.
Yes.
They go in the oven as well, so just say that, was I the snitch?
No, I didn't.
I just realised I turned down the The smaller one now is already, what's the word I want, discoloured, so that when you put it in the oven, it's not going to make it look like you've discoloured it. It's purposely like that because it can go in and out. No problems.
Fantastic. Yeah, so have a think about getting a couple of girls together. It's good fun. And yeah, you can score yourself some really great goodies.
and eat some really yummy food all together.
Yeah.
I can't wait to be all the time.
All right, so now I'm adding in the chicken. This one here, we're using thigh fillets. So do try and follow what the recipe says. Sometimes it'll be breast and thigh. So just follow what cut of meat or chicken it is. Thigh is a beautiful tender meat and you'll get a really lovely consistency. So that is our chicken. I'm going to add in some cream. Here we go with the cream. And corn. We just came in and took over Jen's kitchen today. Very generous of her. All right, so into the frozen corn kernels. I was thinking, why can't I use fresh? But I guess the fresh ones would break down too much. Yeah, too mushy. So in we go with our corn. We'll be right. There we go. And we're going to give it a bit of a stir. Alrighty. And now, let the cooking magic begin. On we go. And that filling is going to cook away again on reverse. So it'll tell you every single step. So it's cooking for 10 minutes at 100 degrees and it's on the reverse, so we're not going to have mush. We're just stirring our cooking. So I'm going to throw across now to Amanda, who's going to show us our next recipe.
Hi, welcome. So today I am making a creamy chicken Caesar salad with some pasta, so something a little bit different. Fabulous for a light lunch or a dinner if you're not wanting too much for dinner. We're using the kettle function on here. I've just been boiling my water in here. My lights here, I'm not sure if you can see them, are red, which means that the bowl is hot. So always make sure that you're not touching the bowl when the lights are hot. A fantastic safety feature on the TM6 there. We're using the Baroma, which is this one here. And we're going to put the pasta in the Thermomix. So I'm going to take the lid off. I've already put my water in here. Whenever you take the lid off, remember to tear the scales off. It's caught me quite a few times, and I mention it every time because it gets me all the time. And I'm not really good at that. So I prefer to start off from 0. And we're going to tip in just 300 grams of pasta. So this is dry pasta here, straight into the bowl. I thought about pre-measuring it, but I wanted to show you guys, and I don't know if you can see the scales very well, how easy it is to just measure it out. I don't want to go too far over to get it under the bowl, but I'm going to measure it in. So, cooking pasta in the Thermomix, I'm sure you're probably wondering, does it stay whole? We've got spiral pasta today. Does it stay in its shape, or does the blade mess around? It doesn't. It stays perfectly fine. We're going to hit next. It's time to place my Baroma in position. I'm going to pop the bottom bowl in first. So it's quite a large deep bowl here. Perfect for your larger vegetables if you're doing vegetables on the top. Pop that on there. And then hit next again. And it's time to place 6 whole eggs in here. We're actually going to boil our eggs in the Baroma. Then we're going to insert the tray. So that's a thinner tray. You see there?
Very good. I'm just going to come back up here and see if it's better up the side. And we'll just see. Does that make it any better if we're up this end? How's the sound now? I think our internet, when we get too far away from the modem, it might make it a bit distorted. So I'm just going to open up the chat. Yes, sounds better up this end. Awesome. We'll just rearrange the kitchen just a little bit so that Amanda can be up this end of the bench and then you guys can hear it. But while we're just rearranging, I'm going to show you what's on offer at the moment. Sorry, it's rearranging. Don't mind me. Just bear with us a minute and let's spin you around. There we go. All right. So on offer at the moment, when you buy a Thermomix this month, you get one of the Simply Delicious cookbooks. So this cookbook is what we're cooking out of today. Sorry about the noise in the background while we rearrange. Nothing like live TV. So that's where we found our beautiful recipes today. And they're all on Cookie Doo. So when you get your machine, you can also access them straight on the machine, ready to go. So my bamboo lovely stand. This is on the Mix Shop. Make sure you check that out. And they're so great and versatile in your kitchen. But that's not all you get. So we also got this tool kit as well on offer. So this and your cookbook, it all comes in with your purchase this month. So you get some scissors, a couple of knives, your vegetable peeler, and your ice cream scoop. So it comes in a nice little carry stick, all rolls in together. You can offer it into a nice little bag as well. So easy for on the go, if you're traveling and you want little bits and pieces, your knife, your scissors, to go with you, that's really handy. And it would also fit in your Thermomix travel bag too. So grab one of them from the Mix Shop if you're interested, but these come with your purchase. So ask us how to buy this month and get them with them. I think we're right to go again. Let me just rearrange so you can see Amanda and her screen, and we'll get back to cooking.
Oh, there we go. Hopefully everyone can hear us cooking now.
Just turn your Thermomix a little on an angle.
That way?
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Oopsie.
Please let us know in the chat bar if you can't hear us properly so that we can adjust it so that you can. So showing you the aroma tray here. So this is the top insert one. It is thin, not as deep as the bottom one, and it is perfect for pieces of chicken, which we're going to cook up today. Fish, like salmon and some of your whiter fillets. We're going to pop that on top. And then we're going to put 500 grams of chicken tenderloins on there. I've already salt and peppered them at home. The next step is going to ask me to salt and pepper them while they're in the tray, but I've already done them at home. I like them to have a little bit of a marinade in the salt and pepper. So we're going to lay them out, not overlapping each other. And I'll take the tray off and I'll show you guys how they look once I finish laying them out. It is weighing it for me, but I have also weighed them at home before bringing them along. Normally, I don't weigh before I cook. I normally am scrambling for ingredients into the pantry. But in experience, I always weigh. So we're at 501, and you can see here that the chicken is all nicely laid out on there, not on top of each other, so it's going to cook evenly. Next, it's telling me to season, but we have already done that. Secure the lid. And we're going to turn it on to Varoma. So this will cook for 9 minutes at the Varoma temperature, and while it is doing that, it's actually cooking the pasta on the bottom as well. This one is chicken Caesar salad. And it's on reverse. So I've mentioned before how it keeps your pasta intact, and that's because it's using the blunt part of the blade while it's mixing around, not the sharp part. So when we're in forward, we're using sharp. When we're in reverse, we're using blunt. So always make sure that you follow that chart of recipes. The aroma is perfect for layered cooking, as we're doing here today. You can be steaming vegetables in the top there if you're wanting to cook some pasta bolognese. And you can have your cauliflower and broccoli down the bottom because they're a harder vegetable, and then some of your softer ones on the top that don't need as long or don't need as much steaming. So they are perfect. I mentioned before, I used the kettle function on the TM6 to boil my water in here. It was 1,200 grams of water, weighed it out and boiled it in there so that I didn't have to boil my kettle from there. A lot cheaper to run. Sorry?
Is it okay? There's a question in here which I can answer. We're talking about, is anyone on this page that hasn't seen a TM6 before or is here to have a look? I know the screen's a little bit bright, but what we would do at some point today is give you a close-up look of the TM6.
Yeah.
And what we're doing here is using the aroma cooking, so layered cooking, which is something most of our customers really want to do more with. So while doing that, one of the questions that I've been asked is, does it have a recipe chip? The short answer is no. So with the TM6, if Amanda just bookmarks that recipe now, and she can swipe across to the right-hand side and open up Cookadoo. Other side.
We're going to come in close.
Thanks, Jem. Oh, God. It feels like I'm on a roller coaster ride with the camera.
Sorry.
So that's great, Jem. So when you open up, so the Cookadoo is inbuilt in the TM6, and you don't need recipe chips or Cookadoo. That's why the price is a little bit more, because we've factored in that into the price of the TM6. So, you can look there. If you're asking for this recipe book, the Simply Delicious recipe book, you can get the chip for this if you've got a TM5. And if you've got a TM31, you can simply just use the cookbook there. So I'm just going to read that. And the kettle function, yes, the kettle function was used to heat the water. So there we go, we've got a close up that. So you just click on the kettle function, pour in whatever water you need, and just turn it on. It's not going to operate while Amanda's Thermomix is doing something else, though, because she's already cooking something. All right. Sorry to interrupt you, Amanda.
We are going to pop back to Sally Ann now anyway, who is ready to fill her pie. So there's her guitar.
Strumming away. Perfect timing. So now that our filling has been cooking away, beautiful. I'm just going to add some salt and pepper to season. And that's my parsley. So a little bit of salt. And then we'll also season with some black pepper. I just grind away. It always says half a teaspoon. I'm not a real accurate cook. Grind away. Put that seasoning in there. And then the parsley. So finely chopped nice parsley there. I'm going to go back in with the lid. And I'm just going to give it a bit of a stir. And that's just going to combine all those ingredients together before I pop them into my fry pan. Something that I love that I've most recently is I had a second bowl with my TMC. And I didn't know what all the fuss was about. The only thing better than a Thermomix is 2 Thermomixes, I think. And the second bowl is really helpful because you can start your recipe and then it will say clean and rinse the bowl. And you can just like, oh, I've got my other bowl, I'll use that. Alrighty. So I'm just going to, and I think I've got more filling than I need because I don't have a very deep pie dish. So that's okay. So let's fix the bottom of the right? Oh, this is going to be so good. It smells amazing. Smell-o-vision, you could smell it. I would not overfill it. So that should do. Thanks, Jen. And now I'm going to use my frozen puff sheet for the top. So simply pop that over the top. And then I will also brush with a lightly beaten egg. When you brush your pastries, it just gives them that golden colour. So always do that. Just the egg, lightly beat that in the dish and brush it on your pastry. So I'm getting fancy today. Doing some decorations. Oh, Jen, I might need you to zoom down. So I'm just decorating the outsides of my pie with a bit of extra puff pastry. Just like that. And we love cooking, so we've got our pastry right there. So that's going to go in the oven. You also want to just do a couple of slits in the top of the pastry there with a knife, just so it can breathe during the cooking process. And that's going to go in the oven now. It will tell me, line my dish, put the mixture in, and we're going to cook this for 40 to 45 minutes in a 170-degree oven. So I will do that one. And we're going to have a gorgeous pie to feed the whole family. And you could Also put this into individual pies. So I bought some little pie cases the other day from Kmart, and little individual pies, which I think kids, my kids I know, find it fun if their dish is served in something special for them. So this can also adapt to individual pies as well as the main pie.
Lovely.
And then I'm going to hand over to Gemma, who's going to get us going with some Swedish meatballs.
And I'm going to be able to use Diane's Thermomix because she's got the second bowl that's so handy. And we just put that in, we're ready to go. We'll see you next time. So today, like we said, we're going to cook some Swedish meatballs. I'm just going to pull all of that out a little bit. I'm hitting a little bit here behind this one, but it's also going to use Thermomix. So this is preloaded on the computer. So we'll talk a bit about that. So we have it already ready to go there. Swedish meatballs with gravy, and I can just follow through. I just want to show
Jem, can I just interrupt? I was just thinking that if that machine comes forward a little bit more, and then you could stand at the front, maybe the sound would be better.
Sure.
Can you try that?
I can definitely try that.
Hey, go ahead. You can do that.
I think also when we're filming on an iPad, on an iPhone, it does. That's where the AirPods come in handy because it's a way to pick up. So that's great.
Is that
being at front is better. Thanks for bearing
that
that.
sense?
Yeah, I think it's just there's an echo in your kitchen because you've got such a beautiful big kitchen.
All right, let's try that again. So I just want to quickly show you guys how I meal prep at home. So we use Cookie Doo to prep our meals. So I've got 4 boxes of these already in the kitchen. And they usually have a little label, but because I had everything out for this one today, I haven't had to get my label out for the Swedish meatballs. But I put in whatever lives in the fridge goes in the basket, and on my label, if I need to get anything out of the pantry, like some plain flour or tomato sauce or something like that, I would have that written on the label. When it comes time to cook, I pull out my basket, check what's on the label for what else I need, get that out. It makes it cleaner and quicker to cook at mealtime. It also means that anyone can grab that out of the fridge, load it up on the Thermomix and cook. You don't have to worry about, oh, what's for dinner tonight, Mum, or who's cooking. It's so easy just to grab it out of the fridge and go for it. So let's jump in and get this going. So everything in here ready to go. I've got our twisted dill, fresh leaves, leaves only. Chuck that all in there. 2 garlic cloves. Now I had little ones and I like my garlic, so I've just got 4 or 5 in there. That's whole, so that's going to chop that up for me. And my bread. So why buy breadcrumbs when you can just do it yourself? So I've got bread that's been in the fridge, in the cupboard a couple of days, probably about time to use it up. So I'm just going to tear this up and chuck it in there, and the machine's going to do that for me. So I just got 2. It did say approximate, but it's not weighing that, so that's okay. We'll just go 2 slices of bread.
Is anyone making breadcrumbs? Has anyone done things like that or interested in finding out more about basic tips that you can do to save money in your pantry? This book is all about saving money. If you pop that in the chat, we'd love to know that.
I was almost going to say yours is a guitar too.
All right, so it's just asking me to take down the sides, but take a look at that. So that's just 3 seconds, and that's just made my breadcrumbs. So quick and easy. Now it's asking for a few different spices. So I want allspice, let's see, nutmeg, pepper, and salt. I just combine them all together. So when I'm meal prepping, rather than having to get all those different spices out of the cupboard, I've got them all ready into a container. So I know that they're all going together, so I'm able to do that. Then 1 egg. Save an extra bowl. I crack my egg into my measuring cup up here. In case I slightly over here.
Do you do that?
No, I love learning new stuff. So I don't get any shells. Generally I don't, but just in case, it's all there and then you can just tip that straight in.
Oh my God, that's made my day.
And you're going to clean that anyway, so you're not making an extra bowl. It's awesome. I'm so glad I'm keeping this stuff. It wants my beef mix. Let's just tear that, because I think I've got 500 grams, but let's see. Perfect. Lovely. Just mix that in, just to break it down a little bit. So you just give it a little bit of a mix with your spatula. These spatulas have so many different great functions, and I love that it's not going to touch the bench. You see that there? It's never going to touch the bench no matter where you put it. So when I put that down and put it back in my bowl later on, I'm not contaminating my food.
Or making a mess of your
Yes. Turn that to speed 5 and let it cook. Let it mix. So it's just got 30 seconds. Sorry, I don't really like where I'm standing. I can't see myself. So that's 30 seconds. See all that.
Hang on, you might want to pause that, Jem, because when the Thermomix is on chopping, Zoom automatically quietens everything. So, so while that is on chopping, the spatula, there's a lot of compatible parts that TM6 have made and improved, and those are the MC, the measuring cup on top, that fits the other models, and the spatula is more flexible and it also fits the other models too, the handle too.
So that's done my mitts. Now I can roll that out. I believe it says it will make about 30 balls. It does. About teaspoon size balls. So I'm going to roll that in a moment. Because of the beauty of us all being here, we've got extra bowls. I'm going to make my gravy while I've got it. So I'm going to sit on this. Now it does say to refrigerate them until you're ready. So if you're making this at home, you can pre-make them, put them in the fridge, and when it comes time to cook them, they'll be right ready to go. So we've got a clean, dry mixing bowl. We're going to put in our butter. So 50 grams of butter, 30 grams of plain flour, 40 grams of water. I don't know I'm rubbing in my jug. Just like cut it down. Nice Thermomix, another mix shop item. Jump on, so good. I love cold water, so I always drink from this. Good. Oh, I don't think I've got my veggie stuff here. So of course, like with my meal planning box, things like my vegetable stock I wouldn't put in it because there's no point in divvying it out into each box. But that would be on my label.
Jem, I think your fridge is awesome too, and maybe at some point you might want to show us.
When it's clean.
Show us organise your fridges with all your meal planning. Anyone in here, anyone watching want advice or want some information on meal planning and how to do better with cooking? Pop it in the chat if you are. And at the end, what I might show you is, if you're not aware, you can actually order your ingredients directly from the Cookadoo platform now. Does anyone know that? You pop it in the chat whether you know that or not, and I can show you how to do that.
I love using Cookadoo to meal plan. I can be sitting on the couch watching a movie or Friday night TV. And I just put in, so if we've got chicken breasts in the fridge that need to be used, I just type chicken breast and get inspired by what meals come up and are telling me to cook. So we've just put in some cream, Worcestershire, salt, and Dijon mustard. What kind of salt? Yeah, please don't tell me. I asked Matt, my brother, I was like, Matt, how do I pronounce it? I was just like, no, Worcestershire. It's Worcestershire. I thought I might have gotten out of it because Sam was talking, but I thought, no, I better tell you what I'm doing. Go get out of it, Jen. Alrighty. So that's cooking my gravy. So that's water, cream, salt and mustard, and stock cake. It's got 5 minutes. So while that's going, I'm going to be able to roll my meatballs and start cooking them. So they're going to go on the fry pan. You can imagine the kind of meatballs you could create. So if this is sweet stuff, you can get creative and do what you like. You can type in the chat box what type of meatballs to make them on. And you can definitely just type meatballs in Cookadoo and give you a whole bunch of work. So we're going to let that cook. And I think we're going back to Sam to watch one of our pre-recorded videos.
That's correct. And thanks, girls. If you just, I'll see if I can mute you.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll just mute you there. Perfect. How are you enjoying watching these? So, gosh, you've smashed out 3 meals on the cook already. That's awesome. So one of our consultants, Kate's actually popped on. I know she's on working today, and Kate might say hi, and I'm going to share with you a video that she pre-made prior because she's a shift worker as a paramedic. So it was a little bit unsure whether or not she could come today. So I'm just going to share her video that she made, and I'm going to share my screen with you now. Give me 1 sec. I think it's Jem, I might need your help in here. It's not letting me share my screen. Give me 1 sec, girls. We fixed it. I'm not driving my own computer today, so it's a little bit trickier. All right, I'm just going to stretch this out.
I'm sorry I couldn't be there to do this with you live. I am a shift worker and I am working this weekend, unfortunately. But we have the next best thing, so I have filmed it ahead of time, which does also mean if I muck something up, I think I can change it if everyone should know about it. So there is that benefit to it. So today I'm going to be cooking the Chiang Mai noodles for you from our Simply Delicious cookbook. It is one of my favourite recipes. It's a really good one, really quick and easy, and some really beautiful fresh ingredients as well. So we'll see how we go. Alrighty, so first up we've got about 200 to 250 grams of dried egg noodles. I just buy the ones from the supermarket in the Asian food section, super easy to find. We're just cooking those as per the packing instructions, which is usually a saucepan on the stove top. And then we're going to drain them and set them aside for later. You can see them to the left of my machine mat there, which makes it nice and easy. And we're just going to leave them. We've then got 6 echalons, so I have chopped them all up ahead of time, nice and easy for us. And we've cut those into halves just to make it a bit easier for the machine to blend. We've got 3 garlic cloves. I am definitely not a vampire. I always chuck extra garlic in. I've gone with about 5. It doesn't really overpower this dish, but it also depends on how spicy you like things and how much flavour you like. So the first time you cook it, I would always recommend just starting with the recommended 3 and just see how you go. I've got 1 to 2 fresh red chilies. I'm just going to go with 1. My partner doesn't really like really spicy food, so we usually try to err on the side of a little bit more bland in terms of chili. This one does also say de-seeded if preferred. Now, the main thing that I know with de-seeding chilies is it's not just about the seeds to take out your spice from it. You actually need to take out, I can show you there. So sometimes you'll have these little strips of like the inner core, and that's really important to take that out as well because that has like the I think it's capsaicin, which is the part that makes it spicy. So it's not just the seeds, but it's also that inner core. So if you're finding you're de-seeding your chilies and it's still quite spicy, just make sure that you've like properly stripped them out like that and you should be straight. Alrighty, so we're going to pop the lid on, and then we're just going to blitz those up for 3 seconds. On speed 7. You can see we've really nicely blitzed all of that up. It's super easy to do. You obviously saw how sort of heavy the echalons were when we popped them in. They're still only halved, so it does a really great job of that, which is really nice. Alrighty. We're going to scrape down the mixing bowl with our spatula. I am loving how soft this new spatula is. It makes it so easy to get stuff off the side as well. Perfect. We've got 40 grams of oil next, which I should have measured out ahead of time, but I think I'm pretty spot on, but we'll see how we go. Oh, 40, perfect. Easy done. We're going to put that lid back on and let that cook for about 3 minutes. Alrighty, so that's cooked up really nicely for us, and it is smelling awesome, but anything with garlic and onion I think smells amazing, so it's really not that hard, but it is so good. Alright, so next up we're adding 4 to 5 tablespoons of our Thai red curry paste. I do make my own just on Cookadoo. It's super easy to do and it ends up so much cheaper. So usually I'll do like a cook up day where like I'll make some stock paste and I'll make some curry paste and I'll do some taco seasoning, and I sort of call it my like on the side homemade helper day kind of thing, and just do all of the not super exciting dishes, but the stuff that is super helpful later on. It is good to sort of set aside a little bit of time to do that if you feel like cooking but you also don't want to make 65 dishes. That's a great one to do. Perfect. So I'm going to add this in. We've then got 500 grams of chicken thigh, which we've sliced nice and finely, so just grab that out of the fridge. Alright, let's just check. We're pretty spot on. Oh, $4.95. That's all I got, so that'll do. If you do have chicken breast as well, obviously you can use that. It's the beauty of them is that you can really chuck whatever you feel like. You can add more veggies. You can change your type of meat if you like, but it is important to stick with your quantities so we can make sure we're cooking evenly. Alright, so I'm going to pop the lid back on and we're going to cook that one for 3 minutes. Alright, so done with the chicken 4 now. So we are adding in 2 tablespoons of fish sauce, 1 tablespoon of palm sugar. I've used grated raw sugar because I didn't have palm sugar on hand. Half a teaspoon of ground turmeric. So I've popped all of those in here already and measured them out, so it makes it a bit quicker for you guys. Alrighty. So we've got 400 grams of coconut milk. We'll pop all of that in. Again, I should have measured it properly, but you never know. $4.05. Well, that'll make up for the 5 grams of chicken we're missing. 2 tablespoons of lime juice, so that was in with my fish sauce earlier, so we've got all of that already. 2 teaspoons of chicken stock. Now, I didn't have chicken stock on hand, but I use veggie stock for everything. So for me, I just substituted that. Like I said earlier, it is super easy to be able to substitute. So rather than sort of stressing or having to go to the shops and buy some chicken stock, if you've got veggie stock or you've got beef stock, just use that instead. So this is that paste, the veggie stock paste that we all made when we first got our Thermi. It just chucks in pretty much a bunch of veggies that you probably already have in your fridge, blitzes them up, and turns it into a paste with a bunch of salt, and I keep mine in the freezer for 6 months. It lasts forever, so it's perfect. It's super cheap to do. 400 grams of water. Again, hopefully I've been spot on with my measurement. Oh, later. Perfect. Okay, look back on. And we cook for 5 minutes at 90 degrees on speed 1 on a reverse speed. Alrighty, so we've obviously just finished. Love that time. So So we're going to pop in some pak choy, which I've chopped up into halves already. It's the same 5 to 6 stalks, so you can pop in a little bit more if you like, just to get a few more greens. We're going to pop those in, pop the lid on, and then that's going to cook for another 4 minutes. Speed 1 on a reverse again at 90 seconds. So we're done with that next part of cooking, and then the next part to do is just divide it, pop all your noodles into the bowls that for the amount of people that you're serving, I suppose. And then what we're going to do is divide the mixture onto those bowls. So I'll do that, and then I'll show you how to do it. Alrighty, so we can see how amazing this looks. I wish I could show you guys how it smells. It is divine. So we've got our noodles underneath, and then we've got our chicken and Chiang Mai sauce obviously on top. We've just been cooking, and then we've just garnished with some bean shoots, some coriander, and some spring onions. As much or as little of those as you like, or none if you don't like coriander. Perfect, so it's so good. And then you can see I've literally got so much left over, so it's an amazing one to do for, you know, if you're cooking for quite a few people and need to sort of feed a crowd and also make it amazing. Cool. All right, well, that's it from me today. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed sort of cooking along if you were at home. Otherwise, yeah, I really recommend cooking this one. It does smell divine, it tastes amazing, and it's obviously really simple to do, which is also good luck with your own cooking adventures, and let me know if I can give you a hand with anything. Yeah.
Wow, that was great. And we've actually got Kate with us in the chat from work. So if she's watching or listening, she can feel free to come off. It was great. How good is that? Has anyone made the Chiang Mai noodles before? Pop it in the chat. Oh, you can't hear me? Can you hear me now? Carla, can you hear me now? How about now? Can anyone hear? Give me a thumb. You can. Thanks, Carol. Like I feel like I'm talking to no one. Excellent. All right. So just while other girls are still cooking there, what I wanted to also show you is the cookadoo. So I'm just going to bring that up and show you what I was talking about with that as well. Let me just get that ready for you. Okay. So I'm going to share my screen again and just tell you about ordering. Oh, someone I need to mute. There we go. Okay, just share my screen again with you. So sharing, I was talking about how you can now order on your Cookadoo platform. So this cooking class is all about the Simply Delicious cookbook. So at the start, we did share what recipes we were making in the class, and if you're a little bit late coming in, you would have missed that. So let me just show you the Simply Delicious collection as well. Oh, and I'm just going to go into the collection. So this is the book that we're working on today, and we've done 5 mains. And the 5 mains that you haven't seen this one yet, but that's next. So the teriyaki salmon bao, we're doing, if you want to write these down, we're doing the chicken Caesar pasta salad. Scrolling, scrolling, scrolling. If you haven't tried this, this has got so many delicious recipes in this book. It's just amazing. The chicken leek and corn pie, that's another one. So I've picked ones that may or may not you've tried. Trying to be a bit more alternate and share a wider variety. The Swedish meatballs and gravy, and that is just like, does anyone shop at IKEA? It's just like the meatballs and the sauce from IKEA. It's beautiful. And I think that's all. But how good is this cookbook? And if you're following me on Facebook, and Kate's just done the Chiang Mai noodles, which is awesome as well. So if you're following me along on Facebook, you would have seen I've done a real a lot of these recipes lately, and I've shared that with you. So say I wanted to pop the salmon bao in my shopping list, I can just pop it there and pop it to my shopping list for today. I'm not going to go into using Cookadoo for this session, but if you want me to share with you how to use that more effectively, just pop something in the chat and I'll have a look at that and help you out. When you go into my week, so I just want to share how you can order. And in here, I've got my shopping list. Scroll down here, and then I want to show my ingredients. I've already selected what I need and what I don't need, and I have got some different language recipes in there as well, so you can have a look at per category or per recipe. And then in your options on the top here, you can share it with somebody and they can pick it up for you, or you can actually click on order ingredients. That takes you to Woolworths, where we're only affiliated with Woolworths at the moment, and we will be using other stores in the future, we hope. I find this so much easier than actually ordering on the Woolworths site, because when you order on the Woolworths site, you have to pick each ingredient, do a search for it, pick it, and then go back to the start, and it's painfully slow. I hate it, and I would rather just go to the shop. However, with this platform, as you can see, all your ingredients have just been popped into your basket. Now, Woolworths has selected a brand, but if you choose to change your brand, you can do that as well. So if we just go on here, if you want the cheaper brand, you just do a swap. Now it's going to give you the measurement that's close to what you need. So if you're only asking for a small amount, it's going to give you a small packet. And if you're a bulk buyer, then you'll just swap it out for something for a kilo item, and you can choose what you want there. How great is this? It's awesome. The other thing is you can see on my shopping list, I'll just show you, some of the items weren't matched properly because I listed them in additional items on my planner. So then I can go into find that product, and it will look up toilet paper and it'll give me options. And then I can just choose which one I want to have a look at and more. It does ask you then, once you're finished with all of that, then you just add it to your Woolworths cart. It's great to see the amount. So if you want to spend less, then you can. You just adjust your spending. I think it's brilliant. And then it'll take you to the Woolworths shopping site, and you can shop there, which I think is fantastic. So I talked about adding ingredients to my extras, and that's down here. So your Cookadoo recipes will automatically be calculated for you, and if you want to add additional items, you can do it here. And any item you've accidentally removed will be listed down here, and you can save it, return it to the pile that you want to do. What do you think of that? Who likes that? Pop it in the chat if you're a fan of that, or you're an online shopper, and whether or not it's going to be useful for you, because I have not been an online shopper, purely because I'm not patient enough to wait for the delivery. But I think it's fantastic that it just makes it so much easier. So I just love it. Now I can see the girls are still cooking away there, and there is something else that I would like to share with you. So Susie unfortunately couldn't make it today either, and she's doing the salmon bao. If we were to do that for you live, the total process of that recipe, because of the proving factor, is about 2 hours. So you're going to thank us that we've shortened that for you. Let me share that with you now.
Susie here from Team Inspire. How are you? Today I'll be cooking for you the teriyaki salmon bao buns. Absolutely beautiful dish. I tried this the other day, and it looks a bit complicated, but it really isn't that bad. So always worth giving a go. These are tried and tested recipes. So, you know, they're made so you can feel very professional and show off your cooking skills now that you've got a Thermomix. So yeah, let's get cooking. And into 2 teaspoons of dried beef. flour. Now, I've been buying my baker's flour by the 25 kilo bags from the bakery because there's been such a shortage everywhere as everyone is baking from home. So I do make my own bread. I love the baguette bread on the cookie dough. It is just divine. I make it into a Vienna or a square loaf, whatever loaf you want. And it also makes the most beautiful baguette. I only prove that twice. Warm water, so only like 37 degrees. You don't want it too hot. 160
I'm sorry about the music overlaying people. Susie didn't realise it was competing.
Also by adding salt, one of the big 20 litre drum.
But we'll know for next time.
Estimate is just as good. You don't want to use the teaspoons just yet. I usually do. Gonna mix it first, and then the albeo buns. I'll mix that. That's our dough. Have a look. That's looking quite good. Can you see that in there? Now I'm just going to pop that into my thermo server. Yeah.
So ladies, if you can hear me, while Susie's rolling that out on the video, I've got a couple of extra tips for bao buns for you. So when you're doing your bao buns, you can actually, see how Susie's rolling them out into individual portions. You can roll out your dough into one big pizza dough. Then get a cookie cutter, a round cookie cutter, and cut all your little bao bun shapes, your circles. It's a lot easier. You can do it that way. Or it's, and then what you want to do is you don't want to roll them out too thin. You want to roll them out to be at least 1 centimetre. And then you want to brush them with oil. And you can fold them this way like Susie's done. Or if you brush them with oil, then you can actually fold them over. So I might go over those tips again if you need to, because the music is competing with me too. Has anyone made this recipe before? No. So Susie's
doing a bit of a hack with this one because there's a lot of seeding, and I'm going to try and do it all in one go. So hopefully this will work out rather than steaming fish in the aroma and then steaming the buns afterwards and waiting my place. So I think it's fine. boiling water just enough to cover the blade because we don't want that to boil the fish. We just want to steam the fish. I put the fish in the little steaming basket, and that's going to sit just on top of that water, so it's not actually going to boil. And then I'm going to put the varoma on top. Our lid on. And then the varoma will just sit on top. I'll just show you a little bit of a close-up so you can see what I've got in there. Okay, the BUY buns.
So another great dish for varoma cooking.
Remembering we've got the fish in here, so we'll cook that.
And you'll notice that Susie had the varoma starter tray on there.
Salmon is cooked. Popping that into the reserved sauce. Good. Smell-o-vision. That just looks so delicious. So we'll pop the lid back on there. Keep that warm, and we'll just wait until the buns are ready, and then we'll plate up. So you can plate up for your guests, or you can just leave your buns to the side and have them plate up for themselves if you like. Seriously, it's delicious. Spring onion, bit of cucumber, and some beautiful fresh coriander. Those flavours are just divine. Absolutely beautiful. I put 2 baby chilies in here. I could have done 4, I think. It's not that spicy. So yeah, I loved it. Really easy. A little bit fiddly, the buns, but we got there in the end. Yeah, if you like it, jump over to my page. Susie is your Thermomix consultant, and give me a like. That'd be great. Okay, happy Thermomixing.
Awesome. Okay.
Last time we introduced you to the latest addition to our global family of nations, the 196th country on Earth, we're keeping track. It's called Chaz. Chaz's gleaming capital rises from land that once belonged to an indigenous but now
some YouTuber was just bombing my cooking class. So who's made that salmon bao bun before? Has anyone made that? Has anyone made bao buns before? You're all giving me a shake. So Susie showed you the individual rolling, and did you hear when I was talking to you, if you roll it out as a big sheet of dough and then get your cookie cutter. The other thing, so when you do that, you do need individual squares of baking paper that go into the Thermomix varoma. And instead of cutting them all out into individual squares, I suggest that you get your cupcake, your patty cases, and you get your rolling pin, you just flatten them out. Because your patty cases are the perfect size for your bao bun. And so then you put the bao bun shape, after you've done that, onto the patty pan case. Then you coat it with oil. And by coating it with oil, you can close it. So you can fold it over. Once you fold it over into a crescent shape, into half, then you give it another roll. So you flatten it out just slightly. You don't want it to be too flat. If you like, I can post a video link up in the comments to share with you. And then that way you can space them out in the varoma on the little patty cases, and it can steam that way. Make sure that you give them some space. Don't overcrowd it because they will expand. And the other thing that you can do once they're cooked, if you're cooking bao buns, there's different flours as well. I'll talk about them in a second. Once they're cooked, you can actually freeze them. So just like gnocchi, you want to freeze your bao buns on a single tray in the freezer. Once they're solid frozen, then you can bag them up. And when you want your bao buns at other times, you can fill them with jackfruit filling, you can fill them with your pork bun filling, like all sorts of beautiful filling. Roast meat with gravy, so they're absolutely great in the lunchbox for your kids as well. Really fantastic in that department. So you just pop them out of your freezer and then you'll steam them for 8 minutes. So they're already on their cases, and then you just pop them on the Varoma and it's done. There are 2 types of flours you can use. Now, the Chinese traditionally will use the bleached flour, and that's why the Chinese bao buns are always very white. You can use your unbleached flour, and you'll find that they won't be as white as other ones. And the other thing that you could do a wholemeal bao bun as well. So hopefully those tips have been helpful for you. Type in the chat if what's resonating with you today, and I'm just going to go back to the girls. And I am sorry about the music overlay, but so you'll be able to find that video on YouTube as well. I think Susie's posted it up there. So I'm going to go back to the girls. I'm just going to find them, and I'm going to mute myself and back over to you girls. Are you ready?
We're ready, and we've got so much delicious food to show you guys. So we've sort of rearranged our kitchen again, so hopefully you can see everything while we're in good view. So I'll start with the meatballs. So these are I've just put them on the fry pan for 2 minutes. Hopefully you can see them. So they're in our thermo server, so they're going to stay nice and warm for us to enjoy when we've finished our our TV show. And I have to run, that's fine, Kate. We'll catch you later. Thank you so much for coming to watch. And this is the gravy. So we're just going to pour that right on top of the meatballs. Have you spotlighted us, Sam? So it's delicious. That's going to taste so good. I wish you guys could all share that. Hopefully you can see that.
Smells so good. And we pop that in the thermo server, and they're also a host dish. So if you want to get yourself some of the thermo servers, definitely get the girls together.
You can go for it.
All right, beautiful. So we have our gorgeous, how beautiful does this look? My chicken leek and corn pie. Oh my goodness. So we'll cut up a bit of that. Oh, wow. It looks to be quite a runny mixture. Fantastic. But it's going to smell amazing.
The cookbook trick is they let it cool before they can use.
Oh, that looks so good. Oh, it's stuck on the floor. Anyway, you get the idea.
And then you want to play.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I hope that.
I just make sure it's fresh from the oven.
I think with the pie, it recommends in the recipe that you leave it to cool for a bit.
Yeah. No one's going to.
You know, we don't have that time.
No one's going to leave it. We have our chicken Caesar salad here, so I've got it dished up in our bowl here. Everything that we needed to do, including boiling the eggs, was done in the Thermomix, except for frying off the bacon, which we did in our frying pan. We did our layered cooking with our Varoma, so a really handy and time-saving little bit there. If you want to learn more, if you want to learn more about the Varoma, we are running a Varoma class on the 5th of July. I can't remember what month we're in. On the 5th of July, and Sam will post a link in the chat for that. So keep an eye on that. Earlier and off camera, I actually made the sauce, the Caesar dressing for this. So I had it chilling in the fridge, and here it is here. And I'm just going to drizzle it on top. It doesn't drizzle very well. I'm going to plop it on top. and then we're going to mix it around. And I've also got some shaved parmesan here that we're going to have when we serve it up too. So we've got those. And then Sam made us some yummy raspberry.
Sam will tell you all about what you made. Because it just looks delicious.
I left my wonderful husband. I went to bed and I left this in the oven, and I said, could you please get it out? He did get it out, but I think it was a little bit later in the making. However, it is not, it tastes divine. Now that is from the same cookbook. It's the raspberry and lemon flan. It takes 40 seconds to mix. It's one step. Like seriously, well, maybe it's two. It is so easy. If you've got a citrus tree, it's fantastic. So just lemon juice, raspberries, so it's in the bottom of your flan dish. Then you mix up your lemon mixture, which has got polenta in it as well. Sorry, I'm just unmuting. Yep, okay. Mix up your polenta in the creamy mixture and then pour it on and bake it. The baking part is the longest, but it's beautiful. So I just made two really quickly. Such a great dessert. Another great dessert from our cookbook is the chocolate cake, and to feed a crowd, and it really does feed a crowd. It's a dish. We have shown you 5 different main dishes that you can make. So each night next week, you could be cooking one of these dishes. And then you won't need to cook for the weekend because I'm sure you'll have plenty of leftovers. And I'd love to know what your takeaways are from today. What have you enjoyed? Is anybody inspired to host a demonstration with their consultant? Type any of those feedback questions in the chat. We'd really appreciate that. And whether or not, is there some dish that we've made today in particular that you've really enjoyed and you're going to make it tomorrow or maybe this week or in your next thing? Have you enjoyed the tips on the Cookadoo platform? Who's going to be doing so many questions I want to ask you, so it's great. So if you do know anybody that is interested in a Thermomix, we, you know, as consultants, the best way to share it is through demonstrating with you, through having a cooking experience. It costs you nothing, and we really appreciate all of that support. So aren't the girls gorgeous in the kitchen? And every time I walk out there, it just smells more divine, not design. So thank you so much, everybody, for coming. We've finished early, which is a bonus, and I'd love your feedback in the comments. And if you've got any questions for us, come off the chat and ask us. Come off the chat and give us any feedback, or just type it in the chat. And we can't wait to see you on our aroma class, which is on the 5th. If there's something in particular, I've taken a note of that you want the basics class. So if there's anything in particular that you'd like to see, we would like to hear about it so we can bring it to you. Thank you and thank you to my team who are just amazing, and I can't wait to eat with them. So I will love you and leave you if there are no other questions once that you've finished in the chat. Some of those things. Thank you, ladies. It was really good. I'm hungry now. Yeah, I'm hungry too. Chicken and leg pie looks divine. Well done, ladies. Wish we could smell it. Yep, absolutely. Great class. Getting my TM6 next week. Cannot wait. Thanks, Debbie. So I'm not sure which Debbie that is. It's 61412. Don't know who that is. It doesn't have a name on it. Thank you, was great. Love the tips and all of the meals. Can't wait to try the Chiang Mai noodles. Great, thanks. Great class. Really enjoyed it. Some great tips. Beautiful. Thanks, ladies. Another great Zoom. Very professional. Do the girls have their own Thermi pages? Absolutely. I will pop that in here. If they all type it in, once again, well done, lots of tips. Okay, so we're just going to take a minute and they can run into the bedroom if they want, or or type it in the chat there, and just type in your Thermi pages. We'd love you to support us and give us a like on our pages.
On Facebook, do you want me to do a quick share? I'll share them down.
Yeah.
Are we muted?
No,
we're not. Yeah. And I will. Gemma's the smart one. What is it? No. I didn't get it like that. She's our tech girl.
Yeah, she's our IT girl.
If I can share it to you, then you can just click on it and go rather than have to find us. Yes, that's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Never mind. She's too hungry. Sam's too hungry.
Yeah.
Oh, I've only eaten a couple of
Oopsie.
We're coming.
There we go. There's the first one. That's what I got. It's Thelma, isn't it? Or is that just
No,
that's me.
that's you.
There is the next one.
Isn't she awesome? Are these girls divine? What are they loving about being a consultant?
Oh, that I get to cook in my Thermomix all the time and I have a reason for it. Like I don't have to come up with an excuse.
That's right, and you get paid.
And I get paid for it.
Yeah.
There we go. All three of us are there. So make sure you click them now and like them on Facebook so you don't lose them.
Perfect.
Do we need Sam's as well? Sam's as well. She's been in the background. You should all have Sam anyway.
And some of you come from far and wide, and thank you so much for supporting our team. If we've inspired you, we've done our job.
Yay.
Perfect. So take a copy of that and put it somewhere. The echo I can hear, it's terrible. Take a copy and copy any of those links, and we'll see you next time. If there's anything else that you'd like to see, drop us a line. And thanks again. I'm going to finish up now. I'm going to end the meeting. Bye, everyone.